Hey guys, welcome back to the 6 Gear channel, and in today's review I'm actually really lucky to get a special order, factory order of a 2021 F-150 XLT in Oxford white with the 5-liter engine, and it looks really good. And without any further ado, let's take a look. Alright guys, so here is a 2021 F-150 XLT 302A in Oxford white with the 5-liter engine. So for starters, I'll start with the lights here. Now what the nice thing is too with the 302A package in XLT, before you never actually got daytime running lights, but now you do. They all stretch down to the fog light. I do have the LED fog light on down below, and the light is also LED. It looks really good. Coming across the center here, we have the signature Sport XLT grille in the carbonized gray color, Ford badge as well. And same on the other side. Looks really good. I truly love the new XLT design, especially with the LEDs. I know before you just got halogens, but the front end of the Sport XLT 302A looks just so good and so mean. So really love the new design with the F-150s. Truly think they did a really good job, but that is pretty much it. Now for the hood, there is some bulging we can see on both ends of the hood here. So right here we can see a little bit of bulge, and then also on the other side. I think it looks really good. Add some character to the front end. Now let's actually take a look underneath the hood. Alright, so let's take a look underneath the hood of this F-150 XLT. Now it is equipped with the 5-liter V8 producing 400 horsepower and 410 pound-feet of torque, hooked up to the 10-speed automatic transmission. Drives really good, can tow a lot, and very smooth with the 10-speed automatic. Truly really would recommend this motor if you're a big 5-liter person or V8. Other than that, I would maybe go with the EcoBoost, but this is what the XLT here is equipped with. Alright, so let's take a look around the F-150 XLT. Now with the Sport package, you actually get a lot of the carbonized gray accents, like with the rims, the grille, and I think that's pretty much it, but there's some nice accents. So we'll start with the rim here. So right here we're sitting on Hankook tires, the Dyno Pros. The tire size here is 275/60 R20s, and again, I like this Sport rim. It looks really good. You have to upgrade to this rim, but again, I would truly spend the money. It's definitely worth it. Now another carbonized gray accent here is the side hood vent, I suppose, or side fender vent rather. We have the F-150 XLT badge here on the side. The mirrors are just a black plastic look, nothing too crazy, but the whole new mirror design for the F-150 is totally different. I find it is a little bit smaller compared to the previous generation, but there's that. Now the nice thing is too, with the XLT, you actually get a keyless entry system, unlike before. So you can hit this button to lock. There's a sensor right behind here to unlock, and you just hold it right behind. We have your key code here as well. Now this is only on the front 2 door handles. You don't get it on the rear. Now again, with the Sport 302A, you actually get the running board as well, so it's not an add-on. And I think it really gives it a nice little look, and obviously to get in the bed it's easier. I have the mats in the back, the all-weather mats, so that's what those are. Now this is the 6.5-foot bed. Now I'm going to kind of move back here so you can see what it looks like. And again, if you need the 6.5-foot bed, I would recommend it. If not, don't bother. Again, there is the rim on the back end. Gas tanks on the driver's side, capless fuel door as well, and we have the Sport badge on the back. I think that's pretty much it for the side. Let's take a look at the rear. Alright guys, so here's the back of the F-150 XLT 302A. Now the only downside is you don't get LED lights for the rear. You only get that with Lariat, but the nice thing is with the key fob, which is the previous Lariat key fob, you can actually push down the tailgate by pushing this button here, and it comes down ever so slowly. Now this one does not have the tailgate step, as you can see. It's a nice option to have if you need it. Ford added some clamp holes here, so if people want to clamp some wood or anything, if they were sawing something here, you can use that as well. Now again, this is the 6.5-foot bed. Got their sold sign, well, hold sign as well. Over here is nice too. You actually get the 120 plug in the back. Now the nice thing is you have a button here to actually push on all of the bed LED lights. So you have two up there, one over here on this side, tucked in the corner, and one on the other side as well. Now there is a cargo management system, and what those are these little tie down hooks, I guess, in the four corners. And one's over on the other side and the one's over here. Again, just to help with tie downs if you ever needed to do that. Now, another cool thing is if you do opt to get the 360 camera, you actually get a camera right up there in the bed, which actually is nice, especially if you're going to be backing anything up in the back of your tailgate, or in your bed rather. Now, let's push this up. Nice thing is too, this is just a push button, so you can push it, rear view camera as well, and your light. Now, max tow on this is about 9,000 pounds here, 9,300 from what Ford says, and the max payload here with this configuration is 2,100 pounds, so decent amount of weight to be pulling back here. All right, let's take a look at the rear seats. All right, so let's take a look at the back of the F-150. So again, really like this redesigned interior. I think it looks really good. Oh, another thing too with the 302A, you actually get the rear sliding window and rear defrost, which is a nice little feature. Start with the door panel here. Soft touch material right on the top here. We have a design here of where the trucks are made from Dearborn, Michigan, which is actually pretty cool. The door handle I do find is a lot smaller than the previous generation, but it still fits really well. Cup holder here, window control, soft touch elbow padding here, and some storage also down below. Coming into the center here, again, it looks pretty much like a previous 302A, but the different material here on the seat and design, really like it. Now over here is a different design as well. I like it too. You got your cup holders, a little slot here to maybe put your phone or anything like that, any belonging. We have your vents here, and then a 12 volt, tons of power down here. We have USB and USB-C, and then we have your household outlet as well. I think it looks really good. Now lifting up the seats too, you get so much room in the back of an F-150. It's hard to explain. Like when you sit in here, I'm about 5'11", and I have probably almost 2 feet of room. Well, actually not 2 feet, probably 1.5 feet extra just to be sitting here, and it's so cool. I love it. The back seat is a great spot for people to sit. Now all we do is push this, and the seat just goes down just like that. Now this one does not have the optional panoramic moonroof, but if you're willing to spend the money, I would definitely recommend it. So that's pretty much it for the back. Let's take a look at the front seat. Alrighty, so taking a look at the front seat of the F-150 XLT. Now again, we do have the same type of design of the interior here at the front. So again, all soft touch material here, soft touch. Window controls here, both front two are automatic. Window controls here. Again, you get that same design of that Dearborn, Michigan look. Lock and unlock is actually up here, which is beautiful, as opposed to down here what they used to have. Just a nice little spot. Speakers here. Now you can get the upgraded 10-speaker Bang & Olufsen. I think it really adds a lot of better quality of music, but again, these general speakers would be really good. Door panel looks good. Cargo space is awesome. We have your power controls here with the 302A. You actually get it on both sides. Lumbar support. We got your Ford badge here as well. Now they have changed a lot of the interior looks wise, but some of the stuff is pretty straightforward. Now the light switches here are different from the previous generation, but same type of controls. Mirror lights on the side of your mirror. You can put your tailgate light on here as well. These are just your auto headlamps. Pushing this in as your fog light. This is actually pretty cool. This actually lowers the tailgate, so you have a tailgate button to release. Auto dimming for the interior, and then you have your parking brake as well. Now you can get over here the power adjustable pedals if you want as an option, but again, this one does not have it. So that's pretty much it before hopping into the F-150. Let's take a look at the interior. All right, guys, so hopping into the interior of the F-150 XLT. Well, for starters, if you remember the previous XLT, this looks totally different. Obviously, the screen, which we'll get into, but we'll start with the steering wheel, then we'll make our way into the dash. Now, we'll start here on the right. We have your menu button and controls here to control the front infotainment. Really cool. This is actually like a previous Lariat's screen, just obviously updated, and I truly love that they put it in here. Just adds a little bit more value when you buy something like an XLT. I really like this whole design here, but overall, just push this button here. We go to the menu. We can go to different settings here depending on which one you want to go. You can go to your truck info, navigation, phone, audio settings, my view. I like the my view. You can actually adjust according to what you like. So specifically, if you like just the kilometers an hour, you can do that. Or if you even go on this side here, you can push lane keeping assist. It would actually give you a little bit of a design here at the front with your truck and the kilometers as well. It's just really, really cool, very intuitive. So hit the menu again. We can go back to my view. Again, we can scroll through your tripometers. You can go through different screens, and you can add screens as well. So really, really cool. Let's just say if I want my off-road the off-road status on here, if we go back, I think it actually looks really, really cool. But again, all configurable with this button right here. You have your tuning knobs as well. Over here, we have your cruise control. It is not adaptive. However, you can get adaptive cruise control in the XLT now, which is awesome. We have your lane keeping assist, volume control knobs here, your voice command. Over here, we have your window stock here, same stuff. But I really like the display here. I think it looks really, really good. Now over here, we do have a little slot. And what that is if I put the car in drive, it shows here your gearing. So it tells you what gear you're in, which is actually pretty cool. Overall, I really, really like the steering wheel. I think it feels really, really good, nice to the touch. The slot here is nice to put your hand, but I think the steering wheel feel is awesome. I really, really like it. Now coming into the dash here, we do have, it's like a hard touch plastic, but again, I think it looks really, really good. I don't think it looks cheap. I think the materials that you used are actually not too bad for the XLT. I mean, some people really like the leather, but again, I actually don't mind it here. We have a slot up here as well if you want to put some stuff up here, some extra storage. Now with the new generation of the F-150, you actually do get a glove box at the top. So pushing this button here actually opens the glove box here. And then we have obviously your bottom glove box as well. But again, really, really like the new design of the F-150. Now, let's get into this screen. So here is Sync 4 finally with the 2021 new gen F-150. So we'll start here with the screen. We'll go to audio, and what it does is we'll turn on audio. Oh, a little loud here. So with the new Sync 4, it's very configurable. What you can do is you can actually have two different screens going at once. So what you can do is you can have nav here or nav here, depending on what you like. So typically I actually like the nav a little bit bigger. So by pushing this arrow here, okay, this is just this little red line is just some plastic to take off. But again, you can actually move the settings depending on what you like. I like this setting here. Now, for example, if I want to change it, I can go through these arrows down here. I can do my zone lighting, which we'll get into, your eco behavior, fuel economy, your trips, your phone, and then again your audio, which is pretty cool. Now everything is labeled like previously, your favorites. So you have your favorite tab here. You can actually put specific items here depending on what you like to use. So like, for example, if you don't want to go into features and hit zone lighting, you can actually just go to favorites and hit zone lighting, or you can go to your phone list. It's just a quick hotkey tab here, which is pretty cool. You have your apps as well, settings. You can change your settings here. Now features are pretty cool. You have your driver's assistance features here, and zone lighting. We'll get into that right now. So zone lighting is a really cool feature in the new F-150 where you can actually turn on all exterior lights on the vehicle, and it is just incredibly awesome. They're all LEDs and they're very, very bright. There isn't no halogens on the 302A, and again, I think it looks really, really good, especially if you're at a campsite or anything like that. So for example, if I hit the power button, I can now turn on the driver's side. I can choose actually too which lights I want on. So right now I can even have all zones on. Maybe if I want to turn off all zones, maybe if I just want the fronts, or maybe I just want the drivers. You can choose, and that's really, really cool, especially if you're at like a campsite or anything like that at night, which I truly love. And yeah, really cool. Love that. Towing, you can set up a trailer here, and that's pretty much it for that. Owner's manual, you can read through your owner's manual here, which is awesome. But again, really intuitive for the Sync 4 system. I truly, truly love it. Looks really good. And this is a 12-inch screen, which is standard on a 302. You cannot get an 8-inch screen on the 302A XLT. So there's that to note. We have some buttons here at the top as well. So we'll get into them here. So at the top here rather, we have your auto stop start, which you can turn that off. Your camera button. So here is your rear view camera. It actually looks really, really good. The quality is nice. So what this button does up here is it's your auto park brake. So if you're parked, it will put your parking brake on. This here actually stops the vehicle just in case if you're backing up and you don't really notice anything, it will stop the car for you, which is pretty cool. That is that camera button right here. We have your hazards and then traction control. So I'll turn this camera off. This is pretty much standard now on most trims, your Pro Trailer backup. I mean, if you use it, great. If not, It's okay. Now this is cool too. So they usually charged to use your, they usually charged you if you were going to buy one of these and put it in your truck, but now it's pretty much standard on most trims. So really, really cool on that. Now this is also a nice little feature here. So we have obviously your four-wheel drive system, but now if we turn this knob here, it will show us different modes here and give you a little bit of an animation. So there's slippery, and it will also turn into 4x4 mode if needed be. So we have mud and ruts, which is pretty cool. Now we can go to tow haul mode, we can go to your eco mode, and then we can go to sports. So I think it's really, really cool. I love how they did that, and it's just a really nice feature. I like how they did that. In the Lariat with the 12-inch display screen, it actually gives you a whole screen of animation. So kudos to Ford for doing that. And I love how it even changes the background when you're in sport mode. Love the just detail on what they did on that. So down below here we have your climate control and also some tuning knobs. So volume, this actually puts your screen into a calm mode. Pushing it again puts it just into black, clear, and that's pretty much it. Push the button again to just resurrect the screen. Tuning knobs, this is your sound changing tone settings here. This is your media. Down below we have your climate controls, dual zone climate. I like how they actually put this knob here. I didn't really like how there was just a button. It was harder to find if you were new to the F-150. So I like this. It's pretty nice and it feels really good. Heated seats, AC as well. And then again, these are nice to use. Pretty simple stuff. Now in the Lariat, which is awesome, is you actually get a heated steering wheel button in a 502A. I hated going into the screen to just push that button. Now you just have a button over here. Now also down below here we have some storage. We have USB, USB-C, and then some more storage. Little spot here to maybe put your phone. You can take this out if you'd like, but it's there if you need it. Now coming into the center here we have cup holders, a little bit of a storage spot here. This is the new shifter and I really, really like it. It feels really good. And the nice feature that they added to it is pushing this button lowers the shifter, but you need the option to get the interior work surface, which, lucky enough, this one does have. So pushing this forward makes this flat surface, and it just, I think it was just a brilliant idea. I mean, it's $200 Canadian, and I think it's well worth the money if you're going to be maybe using this spot to put your laptop, because over here we actually have some charging ports here, so 12 volt and a 120. So again, if you're going to be using your laptop or anything in general that you would use a platform for, I think this is just a brilliant idea. You can only do this when you are stopped. You can't do this when you're moving, of course, for safety reasons. But again, just pushing this lever back here, pushing it forward, just like that, I think it just works very well. Now pushing this button just obviously brings it back into place, and it's very easy to use. I really like it. It feels like you're a pilot taking off. You're grabbing the throttle and you're just pushing it. It's just really, really cool. So let's take a look at the center console here. So opening it up, looks the same as the previous pretty much F-150. Nothing's really changed with the center console. It's still really big. It's almost probably a foot deep, and again, you can fit tons of stuff in here. Very easy to use. You can actually lock it as well with the little key that you can take out from the key fob, but really, really cool. And there's your cup holders again. But overall, guys, I mean, the XLT they made into a great trim. If you're going to get a 302A.
So definitely, if you can find one, because I know inventory is pretty crap right now, if you can find one, please go take one out, try it, compare it to, the Rams and Chevs and GMCs, but I think it's just a really good truck overall. So with that being said, let's actually take a look at the price.
Alright guys, so here's the price of the F-150. Now, if you, for starters, a tip for people, if you see green on the Ford window sticker, if you look down below, it will say special order, which means someone actually special ordered this truck. But anyways, let's go over some options. Up top here are the standard options that come from Ford. Down here is the equipment that it is equipped with. So equipment group is 302A. These are the standard things in a 302A. Now here are the optionals. So the nice thing too, this is all in Canadian dollars. They charge you $1,000 just for the tires, and they don't charge you for the rims, which is actually pretty cool. Now we have the 400-watt outlet, all that stuff in the back, which is awesome. Interior work surface, only $200. I think it's a great idea. The connect and built-in nav, trailer tow, of course, integrated trailer brake, all that kind of stuff. The sport pack, only $500, and then the drop-in bed liner is $400. So overall, we're here at $62,349. Now the problem is there aren't any incentives right now. There is just only low interest rates, and again, that is just because there is no inventory, so it doesn't make any sense for manufacturers to just blow all of their inventory out so dealers have no inventory to sell. So that's it for the price. Let's take a look around the vehicle, guys. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up my review of the F-150 XLT 302A. Honestly, like I said, it just is a beautiful truck inside and out. I haven't seen one of these trucks brand new in probably months, to be honest with you. I know it's a factory order, and again, it's already sold, but I just can't tell you how nice these trucks are. I mean, even the Lariats are beautiful, but just an XLT, there's so much that has changed from the previous generation to the new one, and it just looks so good. I truly recommend, if you see one and you know it's the one you want, please pull the trigger, because you won't find one for such a long time. I've had tons of people call me and say, do you guys have one? And I say, no, we're not going to have one for a long time. So please, if you see one, definitely go take a look at it. I think the overall design of it is just beautiful, again, from the outside to the inside. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and we'll see you in my next video. Cheers.